What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So recently I made a video talking about how XRP haters are going to be mad at me. And towards the end of the video, I thought, you know what? Why not get an explanation for myself as to why people are mad? Because most people in the comment section will not explain. They'll just go, it will never get there. And there's no explanation. But I want to know both sides. I am a fan of hearing people out when it comes to political stuff. Like, I don't want to just pick a side. I want to know, what are the problems? What are the problems that you're going to solve? How are you going to solve those things? What are the problems that are out there on the other side, right? Ultimately, how are you fixing problems together, and what is going to be done, right? That's kind of what I want to see when it comes to XRP. It comes to any situation. I'm all about hearing everything out and understanding where somebody's head is, and maybe having an answer to what that is. But you can't change everybody's mindset, right? If I feel a certain way, I feel a certain way. If they feel a certain way, they feel a certain way. And that's just how that's going to go. But what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go into why there is so much hate on XRP, and maybe give some explanations and some breakdowns and some answers, if I have any, as to maybe how you can change that mindset. But we'll see. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you want to check out my link down below for BTCC, please do so. This is a platform that I've been using for over 2 years at this point. If you use my link, you you can get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, enjoy up to 40% lower trading fees. And you can trade up to a 250x leverage there with no VPN, no KYC that is required. Honestly, really, really good platform. I've been using it. Yes, you have losses. Yes, you have wins, but it teaches you how to trade within the market and accept a lot of your risks that you put out there. If you're putting too much risk, you're putting less risk. You can also demo trade. So feel free to check that out. Link will be down there in the description. But again, XRP stands at about $1, and it's been here for quite some time. I talked about in this video the fact that or in the last video, with the fact that XRP from beginning to end looks positive, right? It is a positive trend. That's where things stand. However, if you zoom in and you look at the last year, it's down by 68%. You look at the last month, it's down by 10%. The last week, it's down by 4%. And then today, it's basically flat, right? So seeing where XRP is, the total supply, the circulating supply, the amount of volume that goes through, and the amount of people that are fully invested into this and believe in this. 2 million watch lists, 2 million votes in community sentiment, 87% say that it's bullish. So what's up with that 13%? Why is there so much hate? Well, one, before I even dive into kind of the questions that's at hand, understand that hate will drive more conversation than the positivity in things. Just think about a restaurant. If you look at most of the comments, you're not going to have somebody that has an amazing experience and want to go on and post about it. If they have an amazing experience, they're going to talk about it to their friends, to their people, to their family, whatever. But if someone had a bad experience, they are going to write a review more times than not, right? Because they want everybody to know what their experience was. So you will see more negativity than you would positivity. And I think that's the same that you see out here. Even though you have less negativity, you have more of those negative people that are commenting than the positive people that are experiencing a lot of growth, or see the positivity in XRP overall. Now, to get into kind of the question here, right? This was 2 years ago. This was brought up, and the conversation kind of still holds true in a way, right? So, honest question. I know what it is, or what it is. Been in crypto for a couple of years. I just don't understand the loathsome hate for XRP. Um, yeah, their subreddit mods are jerks, already been banned. But I just don't get the constant hate. Could someone give me an honest answer other than XRP sucks? And that's kind of typically what I see in the comment section of videos. Now, I think this does a kind of a good job of someone that can actually explain things. So, okay, putting bias aside, XRP is often hated because extremely large supply of 100 billion coins and half owned by Ripple Company. These coins were created to free them, and they will dump them on us eventually. First, that the 100 coin supply. While you have a 100 coin supply, you got to understand that XRP could be used massively, right? In a bunch of situations. If you had less coins, you would see a ridiculous price that these would be at, especially as you understand cross-border payments, the banking applications, and all of that stuff. You need a higher supply. Now, owned by Ripple, that does kind of give them a little bit of freedom, especially within the lawsuit, and being able to have free cash as people do believe in XRP. But I don't believe it was ever created to dump on the entire community, right? Never created to do that. In my mind, that overall supply, while it is being introduced to the to circulation, right? It can also be used as a reserve for different countries and basically giving countries reserve at a certain cost rather than whatever XRP's cost is right now. While still introducing it to the supply or introducing it to the circulation, it's never going to be used sitting in that reserve so that countries can kind of say, we're balancing everything by having 5 billion in a reserve and 5 billion in circulation in our country, if that makes sense. The next thing, Ripple as a company solves many problems, actually has a great product range. The bad side is that all solutions only one actual use for XRP. Almost all companies partnered with Ripple don't utilize the coin at all. And that's very true, right? It takes time to kind of build those relationships. You're not going to be able to utilize XRP right from the start because a lot of people don't really trust what they don't know. Same thing went for banking, right? People didn't, there's still a lot of people that don't trust banking, that understand the information behind it and the fact that they're using your money. They've seen bank rolls, they've seen, banks go under, and that can be a problem. So the same thing goes for XRP and Ripple, right? As you establish connections and you establish partnerships, especially with banks, now you start to understand the information behind the scenes, and then people start to trust it because all the banks are displaying is dollar for dollar or where your money is going. They're doing all the back end information, and you never have an issue on losing cryptocurrency. However, I totally understand 2 years ago, you didn't really have as many partnerships. Right now, you have 300 plus partnerships with Ripple, including a lot of banks, and we're going to see a lot more development and use cases as you move forward. But back then, you didn't really see that. Low burn rates, meaning the reducing the total coin supply and increasing the price, will take decades. And I think that's never really been a conversation of like, hey, we're going to burn all of the supply, because you need a larger supply if you are going to use it the way that we can see it intended to be used. Low burn rates mean that you are going to have some a deflationary aspect to it, but it's not going to be too deflationary where it seems unrealistic, and you can't really get a one-to-one XRP in the beginning stages. Because if it was a massive burn rate and it decreased supply half of what it is, we would now be at a 2-to-1 XRP, 3-to-1, 5-to-1 XRP, which would give us a lower market cap, but at a higher price. But still, it's unreasonable to burn that much unless you were trying to recover a certain play or a certain chain or cryptocurrency. And the last thing, Ripple is a company aimed at operating the financial and banking sector, something for which crypto in general was created to move away from. And while that is true, you also have to understand how that application can be bigger than what we have with fiat currency. If banks are subject to having to use XRP, it's not going to be the same method as what you've seen before, right? Because the US dollar can be printed and double the amount that's in a reserve, double the amount that's in circulation, which could then devalue the amount of the dollar, which essentially it's still a dollar. It's just the price of things goes up, right? Doubles in price, basically. For XRP, no matter what, you are not having any more than 100 billion coins. It is not going to happen. And just like they said with the burn rate, there is a burn rate. So no matter what, you're going to have a deflationary aspect overall, and you can never print or mint or add any more. So it is definitely different by utilizing the banking structure. And if you understand how banking works, banking is basically based off of a promise system. So if I wanted to buy a bottle of water that cost $1, and I went from my bank and deposit, or basically said I'm going to use my bank card at the store. Now it shows up in my bank account as pending, right? It shows up in their bank account as pending, right? The money's going to their bank account, or within their system. Um, but for me, it actually didn't come out of my account yet. It's still pending. They take it out and they say it's pending, but it's not actually over there. For XRP and for many other cryptocurrencies, it can happen literally like that, which changes things from 3 to 5 business days to 3 to 5 minutes or 3 to 5 seconds, depending on what their process is. So it could improve the way banking is done and not have people worry about their money being loaned out multiple times over, because now people are using a quicker currency that can literally move like that, right? So yes, it is meant to flow away from banking, and Ripple is doing something in that matter to kind of um, infiltrate that sector, but also still be a major part in any bank that's out there. Um, and you can still have the possibility of going bankless, right? So ultimately, there's a lot of answers to these things. And I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, all these answers that I have are right. Because we look at 2 years and we look at now, you have more partnerships, you have more conversations. Yes, you have more coins that are in circulation, because they were looking to add a billion a month, which they haven't done. Um, but there's a lot of answers to these within the past 2 years, and there's more haters that come up with more things. And I'm not saying that this person is a hater or somebody that actually breaks it down is a full hater. It's just maybe they didn't get the explanation that they want or haven't seen the explanation that they want. Um, but XRP can be hated for other things as well. And we can kind of get into that. If you have any other information, any other reasons as to why you believe XRP is hated on, let me know in the comment section below. But I think this is very informative. This is an informative video to give you a lot of information on why it's hated, answer some questions. And I'm not part of XRP, or I only own it, right? I'm not being paid by them. I just believe in a project that is sort of a sleeper, but also followed by 2 million people. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out my link for BTCC down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.